Hey loves, it's your girl Candace and I'm here with Confidential Talk. I want to give y'all 8 great tips on how to get the relationship that you want this year. I know people say the dating pool is full of pee, okay? Ain't nothing out here, but to be honest with y'all, there are so many people out there that want the same thing that you want. It just takes for you to find them and they to find you. So I'm going to help you on your journey. I'm going to help you get the relationship that you want this year because you deserve it, baby. I was most definitely in your position a few years back before I met my boyfriend, and I dated. I did things to put myself out there, and I was able to find honestly the love of my life. I love my man, okay? He's still my boyfriend, not my husband yet, but I definitely could see a future for us. We've been together for quite a few years now, and I'm happy. So I think that you deserve that too, and I want to help you on your journey. So friend, listen to me, listen to these tips, and if you actually want to hit me up on a personal note, please hit the comments down below or hit me up on Instagram at Confidential Talk by Glam. I actually have all my information in the description box, but I'm gonna get right into these tips. My first tip is to date multiple people. I think there's different phases for finding a connection and building a connection with someone. And the first stage, you're just getting to know them. You don't even know if you really want to give them all your energy and all your time. So we're not about to start off on the talking phase by just talking to one person and giving that one person that you barely even know your energy and time. You want to kind of spread it out a little bit, you know, get to know multiple people and date multiple people at one time. I think this is probably the best way for you to actually find a genuine connection and not get discouraged so quickly. Also, dating multiple people allows you to not get so attached to maybe somebody that's not the right person for you. If you just narrow it down to one person right off the bat, sometimes you can find yourself really just trying to make it work just because you want to be with somebody, and that's not what you want to do at all. We're not just trying to find a relationship, we're trying to find the relationship, the best one that you could have, that you could potentially turn into a future, a long-lasting relationship, and potentially a marriage, you know, if that's what that's the end goal. Okay, so I say date multiple people, get to know multiple people. And when I say date, it's just like, you know, maybe that first date where you're like going and meeting somebody and hanging out with them and spending time just to see what the connection is, what the chemistry is, and just get to know the person. I do have a video on my channel that I'll have the link in the description box for. It's just a video on how to stay safe while dating people that you may not know that well, and dating multiple people. You just want to make sure that you are protecting yourself at all costs, okay? So please, 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 if you are, you know, going into the dating phase and you're getting to know people, you're going out on dates, you're on dating apps and social media, just please make sure you guys watch that video because it's super important to protect yourself, because you know, you never know, you could be on a date with a psycho, okay? You know, you want to make sure that they're not gonna follow you home and take you out. Okay, not to scare you, but you know, the dating world can also be a little dangerous. So we have to take the extra precautions to take care of ourselves in the meantime while we find our mans. Okay, period. I watch too many crime shows. But anyways, I want to move on to the next tip, which is to be open to the DMs. Okay, there's so many of you ladies and gents, maybe some gents too, but that will literally ignore your DMs. It's like, oh my god, they slid in my DMs trying to say what's up to me, but I ain't got no date. Like, girl, they just slid into your DMs, but you on Tinder. Make it make sense. I'm not really a big dating app person. I'm not opposed to it. I definitely say go for it. You know, I feel like we all have a really good judgment of character if we actually listen to our intuitions. A lot of times y'all be listening to y'all inner guts and intuitions. Listen to them things, okay? Because they're telling you something that you already know. All right? So, you know, there's nothing wrong with dating apps and Tinder and stuff like that, but there's nothing wrong with them DMs. Okay, just a personal story. Me and my boyfriend actually met through DMs. We went to the same school together, but actually never interacted with each other at school. Actually never even like met him at our school. But he slid into my DMs. We start having like good conversation, and it turned into like a text conversation, and then it turned into a date, and now we live together. Okay, and you know, we talking about potential marriage and starting a family and stuff like that. Like, it literally all started with the DM, baby. So take a look at those DMs. I think it's important. For me, I am big on how you present yourself on social media. A good judge of character, you can kind of tell, you know, who someone is. I mean, not necessarily. You can't really tell who someone is through their social media, but you could kind of tell by captions, reading their captions, if they're like talking about B's and H's, you know, do you? But you know, just look at those things. Look at those things. Look at the captions they put. Like, you know, just, you could kind of tell someone's aura energy off of their social media. So I know that there are some girls that may be like, I ain't responding to them DMs because that profile was looking crazy. Okay, so I totally get it, but do not ignore your DMs. Okay, social media versus like dating apps are just as equal. I actually know more people that have gained better relationships off of responding and going on dates based off of their DMs versus being on Bumble or Tinder. Like, I'm not trying to trash them, the sites or anything like that, not looking down, but like, I know more people that are gotten in relationships just by going out on dates based off their DMs. So ladies and gents, do not ignore your DMs, okay? Have a nice casual conversation, turn it into a text conversation. And if you actually really don't know that person, this is actually one of my tips on my safely dating video. This is one of the tips on there. You know, if you don't know the person, have a FaceTime, set up some type of FaceTime conversation or some type of video chat where you can actually talk to them first and try to get a feel if this is someone that you want to actually go out on a date with and spend your time with in person. So just like, you know, invest in that time, just a little bit of time, and to see if you want to spend more time with them. So I definitely recommend, you know, the people that slide into them DMs, don't be ignoring them, okay? Because that could be the love of your life. I know a lot of people that got love of their lives off of Instagram, okay? Snapchat. And I don't know about TikTok. Okay, TikTok's too new. But, you know, definitely Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Okay, I know a couple couples, okay, that just slid in the DMs and now they just locked in. My third tip would be to be clear on your intentions from the jump. Let them know that, you know, I'm dating to find something serious. I'm trying to meet people and get to know people to find something serious. Because a lot of times you don't want them to think that you are, you know, just looking for something serious with anybody. No, I'm dating. I'm getting to know people right now because I would like to be in a serious relationship. Right there, you can filter out who is not serious and who is actually on the same page as you. A lot of times, men will let you know off the bat, especially if you are, you know, trying to date a man. What I noticed with men is they will let you know off the bat whether or not they are really just trying to have a good time or they are looking for something eventually serious too. Like, they might actually get excited that you are looking for that too and be like, hey, wow, okay, finally somebody that is serious. Like, this is what I want. And people are so afraid to talk about what their intentions are from the jump because they don't want to scare people off. But that's just the thing. Like, please do not waste my time, okay? I'm assuming that you're here because you're an adult and you are, you know, you just looking for something serious. You want a relationship, but you're an adult. Like, who wants to waste their time? Like, when you're a teenager and when you're in a space of being just very, very young, you really have all the time on your hands. It's just that simple. You can do more stuff. But when you become a working adult and you have this going on and that going on, even a full-time student with a job, like all that, like ain't nobody got time to be wasting their time, okay? So let your your intentions be known, but be very clear with them. Yes, I am dating. I'm trying to get to know people right now. But the end goal is for a serious commitment. It'd probably be better for you to use the word commitment, because that is when you actually really get a reaction out of people. So you can just really tell what their true intentions are once you have that conversation. Another good way to get that out of them, whether or not are they ready for something serious, if they're not ready for something serious, is to ask them, when was the last serious relationship they had, and how was it? A lot of times, if they aren't looking for something serious, they'd be like, hey, I just got out of something, it was super toxic, I'm just trying to have a good time right now, I'm just really still healing from that. That is totally perfect. That is totally fine. I respect that for you, but I'm already healed and I'm ready for a relationship. So that's not where I am. And that's where you can save yourself so much time from getting committed and connected to someone. Just save yourself that time and get the intentions out there right from the jump, okay? This is what I eventually want. I want to build something with someone, not just anybody, but with someone that I have a great connection with. So I am getting to know people right now because that is my intentions. And based upon their response, you will know whether or not that person wants the same thing as you. Now, if you are having a great conversation, great vibes, great energy, and they just want to have a good time, they don't want what you want, okay? Don't be like, well, I still like them and maybe I could change their mind. Listen to their words and their actions, of course. But if they're telling you this is what they want, especially and at the end of the day, sometimes things happen naturally. Like, sometimes you feel like, oh, I may not want something serious, and then like you find this connection with somebody, and like it just so happens that you just, this is my timing, I have to take advantage of this now. Like, you're a great person, like I need you in my life, like so like we have those moments where we like find people and it's like, okay, even though I wasn't ready for this, I'm going to do it because I can't pass you up. You're amazing. Like, so that is something that could happen, but I'm just here to tell you that don't put all your eggs in that basket, okay? If that is something that you're kind of feeling while you're dating, you're feeling like, okay, this person did tell me they're not really ready for a relationship, but I just really, really like them. Like, keep them there, but still be open, because they're not ready. They're telling you you're not ready. Until the actions align and the words align, they're telling you, you know what, actually, I really like you. And I can see this going somewhere. I wasn't ready before, but I think I can take this leap with you. Don't put your eggs all in that basket, because what they're telling you is probably what the real is. They're just not ready. So, be clear on your intentions and move accordingly. I want to move on to my next tip, okay? And y'all got to stop doing this, because I used to do it too. If your intentions and your gut is saying he's an F-boy, he's an F-boy, okay? Listen to your gut. If he's giving you F-boy energy, leave him alone. Do not bother, okay? You cannot change that man, and maybe you can, but I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't even put all your energy and all your eggs in that basket to try to make it happen. Based off my personal experience, anytime I've gotten that energy where I thought, he ain't no good, I don't trust this, it feel like this, but I moved past it because it was just like, okay, well, you're thinking negative or you thinking this. It was true. It was actually true. And for the people that for the men, and that's what I'm saying, I feel like for us, we might doubt those feelings in our head or those thoughts in our head, because when we don't meet too many genuine people that actually are, this is my personal experience, okay? This is just me based off my personal experience. Back then, it felt like I didn't meet a lot of men that were really wanting genuine, long-lasting relationships, that actually wanted something, that wanted marriage. They just wanted to play. So for me, I felt like, okay, I don't meet that guy too much. So maybe I'm wrong about this intuition. Maybe every guy gives off this because maybe I think that's a guy thing. Maybe I feel like guys are just this way. You know what I mean? So I felt like for a minute, for me personally, I felt like, okay, like maybe it's just me. Maybe they're not being F-boys. But every time I've gotten that gut feeling, it's been proven that that gut feeling was right. You know, it just didn't work out because of them being a player. So if your intuition, if his actions are saying he's an F-boy, I'm sorry. If he walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Don't waste your time, okay? Yes, y'all might have a good time, good vibes. They be the main ones that give a good vibe. They be the main ones that give a good vibe, okay? They just know how to vibe with everybody, apparently, okay? Don't waste your time unless you got time to give, and you don't need, you know, it's up to you. But I'm just saying, that's my tip. That's one of my biggest tips. Don't waste your time when your gut is telling you he ain't shit. He ain't no good for me. Like, listen to your gut. Next tip, I really want to stress this so much. It's so like, it's so obvious because it's like something that everyone would say, but it's something that's super important. And again, I could kind of tell a personal story, you know, based off this tip, is to be yourself, okay? I think that I went through a phase in my mid-20s where I really just wanted to be this pretty, like, be a different person than who I was, okay? Yes, I'm a glam girl, but I'm a goofball. Okay, I'm silly, I'm fun, I like to joke. I was actually class clown, what was that, like junior year of high school. I never really even told nobody that, like, because for me now, with, you know, I would not want to be voted class clown, but back then but again, that's something I had to come into my own. Like, I had to own for myself, like, hey, this is who you are. Like, you should be proud. Like, there's no other Candace out there like that is like you, that's authentic, that is goofy, that's funny, that can still be a glam girl. Like, be you, and whoever, you know, whoever you be with, you want them to like really take that in. So there was a lot of times where I would date people, and I feel like because of who I came off on social media as, or because I was this pretty girl, this glam girl, they expected me to be this like uppity, stick up the butt type chick, and that's not me. I'm down to earth, funny as hell, goofy, I'm laughing, cracking, just like, that's just who I am. So like, sometimes I could see and understand like that might have disappointed people when I used to date them. It was just like, okay, they were expecting to get this like super girl. No, that's not me, baby, okay? I'm animated, I'm fun, I'm goofy. So that's something that I had to really put on the forefront, was like, okay, I really need to make sure I'm being myself. So people know who I am, and I don't even waste my time. I don't have to waste their time, because I want people to love me for who I am. And that is something that I'm very blessed to say that I have in my relationship now, is that I can really be myself. And I think that when you put on this facade that you're this thing, and then once you get into this routine with this person, you have to keep with the facade, and you have to, then you're like self-conscious, and you're worried that you're gonna come off this way, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. Like, that is too much stress, and it will literally deteriorate you and your relationship, your confidence, you know, how you feel about that person, how they feel about you, because it's going to show that you're just doing too much. You're not being yourself. So be yourself off the bat, because at the end of the day, again, it will just clear out who is not for you and who does not accept you for who you are. Be you 100%, period. The next tip is don't get discouraged. And I think that's why I say date multiple people in the getting to know stage. If you literally like give yourself all to one person that you barely even know, and you guys end up getting to know each other and it's not the right person, you do that every time, it's gonna get discouraging. That's why it's important to date multiple people at the same time, or get to know, I should say, when I say date, I'm meaning literally go out on the first or second date to get to know them. I think that once you, by the second, third, fourth, fifth date, you should really know whether or not this person is going to be friend level, commitment level. Like, you can see yourself seeing where this goes. Let's get to know one another on a deeper level. Let's actually kind of narrow it down. Let me maybe cut everybody else off and focus more so on you and this connection that we have. And then that's kind of being a little bit more exclusive versus just getting to know people. I say just get to know people, date multiple people, so it doesn't discourage you from finding your partner. The next tip I want to talk about is, and this is again touched really close to home for me. Remembering that not every partner is perfect. I think that we all have this list of like, oh, my partner has to be this, they gotta be active, they gotta like the things I like, they gotta be open to doing this, they gotta be no, that may not be your partner. You might find somebody that you're completely compatible with, but they actually might not like doing the same things that you like, or they might not like to vibe off the same music that you vibe off on. And that's something that, again, I had to learn, because at first, I ain't gonna lie, when I heard my boyfriend's playlist, I didn't think it was gonna work. I was like, because I love music way too much. And that is one of the things that I've always been able to connect with in my past relationships is music. So I got into this relationship like, oh, let's connect on music. And he was just like, press play. And it was just like all trash. And I was just like, oh my God, this is not happening right now. Like, you have awful taste in music. But I think that it's something that we actually find to be like funny with each other, because he hates my music too. So like, we really just dog each other's music. And unfortunately, I don't have that connection with him as far as like vibe. I mean, no, it's some things we actually vibe on some good songs, but you know, I don't have the deep connection, that's the music connection with him. But we have so many other layers. I would be stupid as hell to be like, you know what, we don't like the same music, I can't do this. And it's so funny because I see this so much though, like, even though like this is something, I feel like it sounds ridiculous, I think I see this all the time. Social media, TV shows, these people want real relationships, and it's like, oh my God, this person does not like to do the same things I do. Oh my God, this person is into this weird sport, and it's like, that's so weird. Oh my God, like, who, like, what? No, that is not the core things that continues a relationship. Like, there's so much more to it. So, you know, understanding that the list that you probably made in your head, this perfect person is gonna be just as energetic as you, is just this and that as you, like, no, like, they're not. No, honestly, what I'm realizing is opposites attract more than people that are very similar. I think I've learned a lot from my boyfriend. He's literally taught me so much that I honestly probably wouldn't even learn or even consider changing if it wasn't for him. So I think it's just being open to someone that may be different than you, that may not have all the things on your list, but the core things are the most important things. Lifestyles, how we, you know, religion, how we choose to kind of like live our everyday lives, and morals, and communication, respect, Those are the things that are the most important. Everything else, we'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. Okay. Relationship is all about compromise. You're not going to find the perfect person. Like you might, you know what? Because I feel like Eric is perfect for me. You know, I'm just saying for you guys to just be open. You know, don't necessarily go based off of this structured list. Like they gotta have this. Like, no, okay? The core things are the most important things. Are they a good person? Do they have a job? Okay, do they have a job? We need somebody with a job, okay? Roof over their head and the car to drive, okay? Not the car in the shop, car to drive. Sorry, that's where I draw the line, okay? You gotta have a car, a job, and a home. Okay? Oh, you gotta have those three things. If you have those three things, I'm not compromising those three things. There are things you don't need to compromise, y'all. I'm not telling y'all to compromise everything, because those are three things I'm not coming. I'll meet you in your car in the shop. Hit me up when your car out the shop. I'm moving along. Whoo, child. Every time I hear a man's car in the shop, I literally side-eye him. I feel like I can't even take a car being in the shop serious. Because for me, I've always had a car. And when my car's in the shop, it's not in the shop more than like 3 days. So if your car in the shop, my first question is, when did it go in the shop? And if you say sometime last week, goodbye. Goodbye. You ain't getting a car back anytime soon. My last tip, guys, is if you're starting to like someone, tell them. Okay? You're dating multiple people, you're starting to maybe narrow it down to one person, and you're really feeling them, let them know. You know, you don't have to be super aggressive, like, oh, we gotta be in a relationship tomorrow. You know, this is something that takes time to develop. You definitely want to take your time with building a relationship with someone, but there's nothing wrong with expressing your feelings. And I think it's most important to express your feelings sooner than later, so you know whether or not you guys are on the same page. Being like, you know, you're starting to feel like you're having feelings for a certain person, you might want to become a little bit more exclusive. Be like, hey, you know what? I really like you. I feel like we have a vibe and a connection, and I really would like to see where this goes. You know, I would like to kind of be a little bit, you know, exclusive, and I just want to see where you're at with it. Be honest. And I think that don't take rejection. You know, hopefully you guys are on the same page. But if there is a rejection, I don't want you to take it personal, because again, this allows you not to waste your time. The last thing you want to do is convince somebody to like you or convince somebody to be on the same page as you. We ain't got to do that. Okay? Because we got options. Don't play with me. Okay? That's what we're doing this dating thing for. But when you like somebody, be honest off the bat. And if you want to be more exclusive, be honest off the bat. Let them know, see where they're at, and have a conversation about it. If they're not necessarily where you're at, but they're almost there, or they're saying like, hey, you know what, I could see this, I still want to take it a little bit more slower, still be open to that too. Because I think that, and this is just, again, from my personal experience, I don't think that every man is like this, but from my personal experience, I do feel like men move a little bit slower than women. They do. Like, my personal experience, like, they just need a little bit more time. So even if you are in that place, still express yourself, still be open, because it still lets them know where you are at. It opens the window, and you will see what they do with that. And that will give you a lot of indication on whether or not you would like to move forward with that person or not. You know, are they lessening communication after you told them that? Are they being more weird or, like, you know, standoffish? Like, okay, maybe they didn't have the guts to tell you that's not where they're at, but their actions are showing you one thing. Don't waste your time. Don't take it offensively. Just don't waste your time. That has nothing to do with you. It's not personal. It's on them. They're just not ready. And that's okay, but you got to move on. So, and that's the thing. You getting to know someone doesn't always necessarily mean a guaranteed relationship. even after dating multiple people, you feel like you like someone, you're building a connection with them, you want to deepen that connection with them, and you only want to talk to them exclusively. It doesn't guarantee you a spot, you know, that you have a relationship for sure with that person. It doesn't. So, you know, don't be discouraged. Still be open to love, but understanding that having great communication will save you a lot of heartache and time in the long run. Okay, so please listen to these tips. If you want to add any other tips, please comment below. If you guys want to talk to me personally about anything, DM me on Instagram at Confidential Talk by Glam. I always like to respond to DMs. And let's have a conversation. I would love for you guys to comment below, though, on this video, to really have a good conversation down there in the comments, so more people can be a part of this conversation. I can get more responses from you guys, and we could discuss, you know, what are maybe some other great tips that could help you lead to a relationship, or maybe counter some of the things that I said and be like, hey, I've tried this, but this is actually not happened or worked for me because of this. Let's talk about it, because I really want to get you guys in the relationship, especially the lovelies that actually want a relationship. You deserve it. Like, we deserve what we desire. We're here on this planet living this crazy life every day. We deserve what we desire. And, you know, why stop looking for it just because we feel like the dating pool is full of pee? Okay, if we feel like something is not going to be, it's not going to be. I'm big on that. You know, it's all about what you feel and what you think. You have to know in your heart you will find somebody that you will love, and that will love you equally. You have to know. You have to feel it in your heart. I'm big on manifestation. I'm big on intuition. I'm big on all that stuff. So I'm just here to tell you that you can have it if you want it. You just gotta know you got it. Just gotta know you got it, baby. All right. Yes, comment below, guys. Let's talk about this type of stuff. I love having this conversation. This is actually a really, really great video for me. I will really love y'all interaction. So please comment and let me know what you guys think about my tips. Please go on the website, check out confidentialtalk.com. If you're looking for some pleasure items, I got your pleasure toys over there, my personal recommendations. I have some gift sets over there that are great for couples and singles. So please just check all that out. Shop with me. Everything ships out pretty quick. Again, comment below, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I am Candace with Confidential Talk. We talk about sex, love, relationships, and just how to better the sex life. Okay, so we talk about all that stuff over here. It's a judgment-free zone, and we just have a lot of fun. So please join me in more conversations, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.